Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to another video. It's been quite a while since I made one, about 2 years, but this is gonna be a ExRollerCoaster video on top throw dragster in Minecraft. This is working with block zones and 6 trains. So, first of all, just a bit of a disclaimer, I did not build this top throw dragster model, I just retrofitted it with the ExRollerCoaster mod, as well as did like the inner workings and the controls and everything like that. The credit will be in the description for the person who actually made this. This video is not scripted. I'm just kind of showing you what I've been doing the past 2 weeks because this thing is pretty complicated and it's been a pain in the butt to make, but I'm excited to show it off. It has 6 trains, 2 load, 2 unload, and then 2 holding. It works just like the original, the actual ride. Just the original ride actually only runs 5 trains though. So I made it 6 just to make it more or simpler in terms of the controls that I did for this ride. So in terms of controls, this is the control booth. Pretty simple. There are 2 buttons. This ride only has an automatic mode, either by you manually dispatching the trains or by the ride doing it itself, and I'll show you that towards the end of the video. But this button right here is going to be the dispatch button, and then these 2 buttons right here are actually going to be the launch buttons, which launch the train. So I'm going to kind of go over what happens when you operate the ride. So let's first start by just dispatching the train. So push that and we're going. So first it starts off by just doing the first 2 in the load positions. These will go out. When it comes out here, the first one stops at the launch position, and then the second one stops right behind it. As this is happening, I'm back here. These trains do advance as well. Everything moves at once. This ride has multi-move, as you would call it. But these come in, and then also the ones in the back come in as well. It's a pretty speedy process. I'll show you more about how fast you can launch or just dispatch trains once we get an automatic mode, because that was when tuning the ride, is the automatic mode dispatch them as fast as I really feel comfortable at doing without breaking it. This ride is really easy to break, and I'll show you all the redstone and all that in a little bit. So once everything is fully advanced forward, looks like that has stopped too. I'm just going to double check to make sure that one's on. Awesome. So we are ready to send trains. So you can either be in the booth and push that button, but I like being out here so I can actually see it. I put a button out here. So we'll send it, and it launches. This ride does occasionally roll back, believe it or not. Believe it or not, this mod does have random weird stuff that happens, so the ride sometimes does not make it, but it looks like it made it, so now it is coming down this way. Now you'll notice that as this train comes back and clears the tower, this one is already advanced forward. I will show it again for the next train. I'll do it a couple times so you can see it, but this one will come forward and it will actually bypass this one and park right here automatically. So we'll just give it a second here to park. While this is happening, this one is waiting to be launched. This one can actually be launched as soon as it hits around this area, but I'm doing manual launch right now, so automatic you'll see when you can actually launch it next. So now that one is stopped, you'll see right here, this track is currently activated, but it just deactivated. So now the next train that comes will stop right here. So let's do another launch. Launch, there we go. Now, one thing you'll notice once it clears the tower here, all launches are basically the same. It's basically just a repeated task. So even though there is no train waiting behind it, it will still purge this track and try to push the next train forward, which there is no train push, so it just sends nothing. But no concern there. It will just reset when we dispatch the ride next. So this one comes forward. Now what you'll notice is that this light has been turning off and on. This light is basically, is an indicator to yourself if you're dispatching yourself, or to the ride itself that it is ready to dispatch the next set of cars. That's just a visual indication, no other reason for it. It doesn't indicate this launch or anything like that, it's just for myself knowing when I can launch or send the next train. So we're going to do it one more time before going into automatic mode. We're going to just dispatch, and we're also going to do a POV as well. We'll do that when it's in automatic mode. This ride, I'm just going to speak a little bit. This ride took me about 2 weeks to do, on and off. I didn't work on it full time, but you might have seen my Mad Mouse video in the past. This is not kind of like how the Mad Mouse video, if you've seen it. it actually uses real block zones where the ride detects where the trains are and will adjust accordingly and stop trains where needed. Where this one, it's all a programmed task. If a train stalls, the next train will just hit it right in the behind. There is no detection systems at all. It just sends them all forward in a programmed task. I was gonna do detector rails, but it got really complicated just doing without them. So yeah, it was gonna take a long time. So I decided not to. But now that we have these two stacked right there, it is time to send. So let's do it. I'm also gonna show as well the train advancing right after it crests the hill. So you might be able to see it, but it is currently at the crest going over. And then this one goes forward by itself. And once that stops, we can usually dispatch or launch the next train as soon as it hits about this point right here. So once it gets to there, awesome. I feel comfortable doing that. Now, this whole ride is just I feel comfortable because it's so like one wrong thing you break the whole ride and you have to reset it. So I definitely don't want to break it while recording because that would be embarrassing. Now let's say I'm going to break it, but you know what? Oh well. Alright, so now that one should be off. Come on, turn off. There we go. Okay, got scared for a second. Now I'm going to show you the redstone. Now there's actually so much redstone it lags this computer a lot, so there's something for you. Once this stops, I'm going to go down and show you the redstone really quick before putting in automatic mode. Awesome. Alright, so time to see the redstone. This is not all of it. We're gonna go around, keep going around. We're just gonna do a big circle around. I'm not gonna show anything specific because I would have to backtrack so much to tell you what each little thing does. But it's a lot of timers and redstone repeaters. There's a few circuits in here. I think every single one has a circuit. So latch right here, and it's just extremely complicated. And I'm definitely not gonna explain it. If you want to see the specifics, I might release a world download in the future. It's just kind of complicated when this ride breaks every other cycle, and yeah. So let's get into the automatic mode before I break it. So get back up there. Let's break my way up there. Automatic mode works by just creating a loop, and when I say automatic mode is very buggy, it is. But basically, the controls are up there, you saw. So if you come down this way, we have two switches. It looks like auto dispatch, and then we have auto launch. So I've never done them separately, mostly because I don't want to break the ride, and there's really no reason to do them separately. But one will turn on the auto dispatch feature, and one will turn on the auto launch feature. So we'll turn those on right now. You might have heard a piston go off if I'm recording sound, hopefully. But now it's in auto mode, so now I have to start the circuit, so just by doing a normal dispatch, but after that the ride will take over and do everything for me. So let's start this. Ooh, got an egg. And I'll also do an on-ride POV as well. Probably not this one, I'll probably let it do a cycle first, just to make sure it's not bugged, and then we will take a ride. So the ride, what it does is it waits for all of these trains to go and stack before it sends the first one. So these are all going. Yeah, once this one stops and sits for a couple seconds, I know it has to reset the block and then it goes. So it's going, all right, any second now. There it goes by itself without me doing anything, which is awesome. And we're just gonna do a couple cycles here and then we'll hop on. Once that one goes over, this one will go on by itself. A big issue I had with this one is just once you make a clock, you have to have like ways to terminate the clock, because so I was having issues where the ride would literally dispatch itself like every launch, and it would cause stacks and bumps and everything. So I think alone the auto feature took about half the time, just because of how complicated it is to make loops with timed circuits like this. So anyway, back to the ride. Once that one comes down to here, you'll see this light. Ooh, what was that? Once this comes down, you'll see this light turn on, and then this ride will dispatch. So give it a second here. I think that's around here, does it? Yep, there we go. So now that's on, the ride dispatches again, and it will just do this over and over and over again until you turn it off. So we are going to take a ride by hopping in the front seat of this one. And we're going to take a ride. It's going to take a second just because we got to watch the train in front of us launch, but that is okay. Again, like I said, I did not build this map. I will put full, credits and whoever built this map in the description, as well as the link to the download/video I found it. I did do, however, all the redstone and all the circuitry and even this mod. This mod is called the ExRollerCoaster Mod. It's 1.12.2, I believe, is what version I'm running. It's kind of buggy. It is very buggy, but it is worth it if you're really into roller coasters and want to put it into the game. Lots of flexibility, as you can see, but it's all redstone controlled, so make sure you have a good redstone knowledge. But now that the train in front of us has launched, it's gone over the hill. You can see it coming back right here. We have advanced into the launch position. We will actually launch as soon as that train hits the first block. So in about 2 seconds, we're going to launch. Right, and here we go. Come on, there we go. And like I said, buggy, this plugin is this mod is very buggy, so there you go. But right over the top of the tower, and swirl on the way down. Then we'll hit the brakes. Yeah, but very short ride, but very worth it. I'm a huge fan of this ride. I'm hopeful for what's happening in the future. Hopefully we get to ride again in the future, but if not, at least we have this memory of this amazing coaster in Minecraft, which I have successfully recreated, and I'm glad to be able to show it off to you guys. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below, and yeah, until next time, have a good one. Bye!